on there? Okay, that's fine. Makes sense.
Well, we have our
Uh-oh, we're live. Got a poor connection. But we're going to see how this is going to work. Jimmy, you got to get in here somehow.
I will. Hold on.
We got to squeeze you in.
I turned
I'm
off the
telling
Wi-Fi.
easy.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
All right, so we have a special guest with us today. Well, we actually have two. We have Sashimi Whiskey over here. Sashimi Whiskey's in. We got Amanda. We got Jeremy, which is Sergeant Tanks. I actually have to take my shirt off so that you guys can see the shirts that he brought us. And then we got his son, Joel. Joel, is this your first live stream?
I was on one.
You were on one? So Joel's here. So we're just all hanging out. Jeremy, where are you guys from again? Michigan?
Yep.
What part of Michigan?
Grand Rapids area.
Grand Rapids. Is that right? Grand
Yes.
Rapids?
Yep.
Gotcha. So Jeremy's in, and we're all just kind of hanging out. We spent the day together. They saw the fish room, and we went out to eat. And so now we're all just kind of hanging back. We're
Sorry. My bad.
oh, Amanda throwing off the live stream. But so we're just gonna hang out and answer some questions. We want to talk about PTSD. Jeremy has a really cool story with just how the aquarium hobby affected him and really helped him get through some tough stuff. So hope you guys are doing well tonight. Sorry it's kind of impromptu, but we'll put all the links down below. But Jeremy has a YouTube channel with Sergeant Tanks. We got Sashimi who has a YouTube channel, which is Sashimi Whiskey or Sashimi Aquatics, depending on who you talk to. We got Emma here. Emma doesn't have a YouTube channel.
Not yet.
Not yet. Amanda, she doesn't have a YouTube channel.
Well, I do, but I don't use it.
She doesn't use it. So how's everybody doing? PTSD. Jeremy, what's PTSD?
PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder. And basically, long story short, I was involved in a really bad auto collision back in 2011. Unfortunately, a guy ran through a stop sign, and our vehicle ended up colliding with theirs, and I've gone through multiple back surgeries. Just deal with chronic pain from the disability because I have permanent nerve damage, and also dealing with the post-traumatic stress of the event as the events replay in your head. And of course, just dealing with the pain in general can be challenging at times. So, which leads me into the next thing is the aquarium hobby. I grew up having a tank in my room. I think it was like a 30-gallon tank.
Yeah.
Or a 29-gallon. It was like a tall. And it had some angelfish and so forth. And then about 12, 13 years ago, after my wife and I got married, so a little over 12 years ago now, I got interest back into the aquarium hobby. So I'm kind of rewinding, then I'll come back to present. And then, of course, as most of you guys are aware, dealing with the multiple tank syndrome. So as I got one tank, then I get another one.
We all know about that.
Get another one. And then after 2011, I was still breeding New York Iridiana shrimp, crayfish, Ancestris plecos, and some geophagus, German blue ram cichlids, and I think there's a few other things I can't recall.
Well, let me ask you some questions real quick.
Absolutely.
So, like, how many tanks do you have right now? I know you said you have multiple tank syndrome disorder.
I downsized some we have in storage just because we were hoping to move this year. I want to say it's 25 currently.
You got 25 set up.
Yeah.
Now, how many did you have before the accident?
Oh my goodness.
Did you have a lot?
Maybe 6.
Maybe 6? So we only had 6 beforehand. Now, like, when did you really, like, ramp it up? Like, I'm going to get a ton of fish tanks.
Probably after... No, I had more than that. That wouldn't be true. Yeah. I had like 12. Now that I think about it. I'm trying to count my racks because I had everything like on a custom setup. So I had probably closer to 12.
Gotcha.
And then things, as I seen, because before the accident, of course, you know, I had a different perspective on it. It was just a hobby. Now, to me, it's a lifeline that keeps me going each day. Obviously, besides wife and kids.
Yeah. You said like PTSD, like I mean, really, that's like chronic pain. Like you have a lot of chronic pain. depression, and so a
Yes.
lot of different things like that.
Absolutely.
And so the aquarium hobby for you is like more or less a release. Like it
Yes.
brings you back and kind of more or less distracts you from all the
Yeah.
everything else that's going on.
That's it.
Now,
Absolutely.
how does your wife feel about it? Because if you cram 20-some tanks into the house, wife's got to start saying something.
For those who, yeah, I mean, you have to have a supportive wife for sure. She's slowly coming around. After the aquatic experience, having the opportunity to finally go there, just her and I as a couple, back last year, it was just an awesome opportunity. Then she had seen, I think she had a newfound respect for it because then she started seeing that there's a lot of females in the hobby. It wasn't just males. And I think sometimes that's a common misconception because I don't know what the ratio is, but I've seen, in my opinion, almost just as many females as males.
Yeah.
At the aquatic experience. So, and then having the opportunity, I can't recall if she talked with Rachel or not there, but I mean, just kind of seeing some people who she can admire in the hobby to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, in general, as far as like dealing with the PTSD, oftentimes people think PTSD is just related to, veteran trauma.
Yeah, like that's honestly like
Yes.
what I thought prior to meeting you and talking with you is like I really thought PTSD was just like veterans coming back from war and so on and so forth. And so like when I hear your story, like it really opens my eyes that there's like a lot of situations that could cause PTSD.
Absolutely. Yep.
And
like I was sharing with you too, which is kind of off topic of myself, but one of our younger son, 7 now, but when he was only like a year and a half. So it's amazing of how the brain can remember at a year and a half, and then several years later still be affected by it. Because he's very much traumatized by the whole event. I mean, he can still replay it in his head.
Yeah.
So
that's tough.
yeah, especially having a.
Because I was knocked out.
Yeah, and Joel was in it as well, but I think he got knocked out in it. But yeah, for me though, man, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Well, let's do this. So not everyone here knows everyone that's here. So you guys know me. I'm Love Diesel or Rob, and then we got Mrs. Love Diesel, Amanda. So Amanda, why don't you just say hi? Tell the camera one thing about yourself so everyone could... Wait, tell everyone one thing they don't know about you. We'll do like a little round table for you guys.
I feel like this is an intervention.
Oh, this is good.
Well,
What's your name?
Amanda,
Oh, that's Amanda.
and I'm a nurse. I don't know if you guys know that.
She is a nurse. She's a mama baby nurse.
Mhm.
That was a good one. Jimmy, Shishimi Whiskey.
I'm Jim, and I'm a fishaholic. I was just gonna say.
That's funny. You took my line.
Man.
Oh, Jimmy.
I'm a refugee.
He's a refugee.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a really
That's
cool
awesome.
story.
Yeah.
If you feel comfortable telling that later, I would love for you to tell that story.
Pretty long
man.
story. Am I good?
It's a good story though.
Jeremy is my real name, but obviously Sergeant Tank is what the YouTube channel is. Besides the aquarium hobby, I love RCs and guitar. So
You race RCs?
not
kinda
like
cool.
competitive wise, not yet.
Yeah.
I gotta.
You're getting
Man.
there. Getting there.
I could have wanted to, but yeah.
All right, who's up last?
Joel or Sergeant Tank Jr.
Sergeant Tank
I like
Jr.
that.
Private.
and I like gaming.
Gaming. What's your favorite game?
The Legend of Zelda.
Legend of Zelda. So I'm sure there's some Legend of Zelda people out there. But look at what Jeremy gave us. What a guy. Like, check this logo out. Sergeant Tanks, and it's a Pleco riding a tank. Yeah, that is awesome. And who did these?
Lamont Mudd, which was basically Corey from Aquarium Co-op, his right-hand man before he moved to California.
That's
so
awesome.
Lamont is just phenomenal. He does great work. Just great all-around guy.
Yeah, they are awesome shirts. Wait,
Yes.
who? Jimmy, show me your white one.
The black and white one?
I got the colored one.
Am I the only one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
Dare to be different.
Look at that.
Oh, come on,
Look
get
at
down there. Get
Look
down
at
there. Oh, man.
Hey, Robert.
Yes.
Anthony Marquez says, it's so great to see you all live. Greetings from Aruba. Rock
Oh,
on."
Aruba.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Aruba. That is
Aruba.
crazy. Isn't there a song about Aruba?
Yeah.
Aruba,
Jamaica.
Come
Something
on.
like that.
Yeah.
Good job.
I
Good job.
remember growing
Good
up
job.
singing that song.
That's awesome.
She's singing already on camera,
Oh.
so that's a big
She's
step.
making leaps and bounds this week. That is so funny. Well, I think this is a really cool story that Jimmy brought up. So Jimmy, Sashimi Whiskey, has a YouTube channel. He said that he's a refugee, and I think that is just an awesome story. So Jimmy, why don't you just tell him a little bit of story? You don't have to go super in depth as you want to go, but it is an awesome story.
What is a refugee?
Well, you're gonna go.
That is a great question, Joel.
My father, he served in the United States Army against his own country, Vietnam, when they had the Vietnam War over there. And this was about 1983, I believe. Yeah, 1983, maybe winter of 83. He stepped on a landmine and totally took his leg. So he went to the hospital. That's where he met my mom, which is a nurse. And they fell in love there. But the thing was, she was already married to one of his best friends in the Army with him. That guy died in my dad's arms. So my dad made a promise to him that he'll take care of my older siblings. So after he got hurt, the United States Army, they sponsored my whole family to come to America. But we had to stay over in the refugee camp, which is based out of Thailand. So we stayed there for, I'm guessing, a little bit under a year. And they had me in the refugee camp. And when I look pictures at it, it's amazing. It looks like a concentration camp. And it's bad. And I was born on one of those boats. Less than a year old, I was in Florida.
Wow.
And then in Florida, the way we made money is my uncle had already lived there and he was mowing lawns. We can't all mow lawns. So what we did was we picked up cans and bottles from the beaches, and then we recycled enough to get one of those blue trucks, those food trucks.
Yeah.
And my mom became a food vendor.
That's awesome.
Wow.
And that's how we got where we are now. So
It's
Very
crazy. And now his sister owns like
a nail salon.
some awesome.
I edit for Corey.
Yeah,
Our
so
whole family's leaving.
people are going places now. So it's such a cool story just to see where Jimmy came from and where he is now, and how his family worked so hard, and so like I love stories. Everyone loves a good story, and so it's cool to see that story. It's awesome to hear Jeremy's story, which if you guys are just tuning in, I'm sure we'll ask Jeremy a lot more questions on this, but basically he was in an accident with his whole family. A drunk driver ran a red light or a stop sign. No,
Stop sign.
stop sign, and they collided, and I think they were going about 70 miles per hour, 60 to 70 miles per hour, and so he has PTSD, and he just talked about how the aquarium hobby really helped him, and the multiple tanks, and it's really just a therapy, and helps kind of just chill everything out. So it's just a really cool story, and so that's what we've been talking about today, and been hanging out. Jeremy and Joel and the whole family are actually going to Disney World, and we were their first stop on the list. And tomorrow they're actually going to Lucas Brett's house, which
That's
will be
crazy.
that'll be a sweet video. And then they're going to Tennessee, and then to Disney World, and it's just gonna be this huge long trip. So I'm super excited for you guys. I'm sure you guys are more excited than I am.
Yeah, it's
I wish I could
it's a
just
blessing,
jump in
it's
the
a long-
trailer.
I bet. Yeah, they're talking like 80s or something.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, and it's like 10 degrees outside right now.
Oh, it is not.
Oh my gosh, it
It's
is.
like 19.
Okay, 10 degrees. This is what I deal with. No, so we're having fun. So, anyways, do we got any good questions in the chat yet?
Joel, do you keep any fish?
No.
Do you have any tanks?
In our house, but not in my room.
Tell us
Yeah.
what you told me earlier. What's your
Oh.
favorite thing?
My favorite is the electric blue crayfish.
Nice.
We have one in my classroom at school.
And your dad actually set up that tank, right?
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. What do all the kids think about it?
They think it's quite cool.
What's his name?
Hudson.
Hudson. Who named it?
I don't know who.
You don't know who? Somebody named it though.
Yeah.
But it's Hudson. That's awesome. Is that your favorite?
Yeah.
When you grow up, do you plan on keeping fish tanks?
Maybe.
Maybe?
You like your turtles too, right?
Turtles are a good
We
one.
have 4.
4 turtles? You ever had eggs? No.
Not Braden. They're all females.
Are they ninjas?
Are they ninjas? You're a ninja.
I am a ninja.
He's a qualified ninja.
We have a question here by Rice Water. Robert, did you meet Amanda in the hospital when she was a nurse?
No. I was a baby. No, that's not how I met Amanda. Amanda was creeping on me on Facebook.
Whatever.
That's really how it happened. We actually met on Craigslist.
No, we
No, seriously. Her parents put up an ad.
didn't. No, we did not.
So
$10,000 to get her out of the house. I was the only one that accepted.
How romantic.
How romantic. You guys ever go on Craigslist and do that finding people thing? I don't remember.
The missed connections, I do.
Yeah, I
They're
don't.
so hilarious.
I don't
to read
recommend
about.
it. That's funny.
Casual encounters.
Casual.
Kristen
encounter.
Phillips knows all about that, I guess.
Oh my gosh. All right, what else we got?
Where do I go to start meeting other hobbyists? Like in Utah? That's what the guy said. Sorry to laugh about.
Where do you go to meet other hobbyists? Honestly, you try to find a local fish club. You can usually Google them, and just see like if there's a local fish club in a big city near you, and you could do all that.
Or like big conventions.
Yeah, you could go to like Chicago Aquatic Experience, different places like that. I mean, you just gotta do some research and figure out what clubs they subscribe. You see that guy that just keeps spinning?
Yeah, I got him.
Shishimi is always on top of it. He's the #1 mod. If you guys need a moderator,
No, I'm pretty terrible because I'm
Get
always editing.
sashimi.
And then Bob's like, I'm the only one that gets a break. Some guy said that yes, I tried to meet a girl on there once, asking for money to pay for her internet. It
oh
was a
my
scam. It
gosh.
was a scam.
Jeremy, how'd you and your wife meet?
We grew up together. Her mom, my mom were friends ever since like high school, and basically kind of just started there. I mean, we actually have a picture somewhere of each other running around and sprinkler together at like
That's
2 years
crazy.
old, and then
Oh,
Be careful.
oh
Actually,
my
hold on.
bad.
Oh,
and then,
Amanda's breaking the live stream.
No, I'm not.
But alright, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no. So basically, yeah. From there, we've been married now over 12 years. So yeah.
So it worked out good.
Yeah, her and I were in different relationships. We hadn't really seen each other because it was never like close friends or anything. I mean,
Yeah.
we hung out when we were younger and stuff growing up, and then pretty much from junior high all the way until after graduation of high school we didn't even talk. I never even seen her. So my mother-in-law obviously, but her mom at that time she's been a beautician for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And she did my hair, and she's the one that actually set my wife and I up on a date.
Well, that worked out.
Yeah, we did kind of something else too.
They didn't need Craigslist. They had her.
Yeah, exactly.
They had a
I didn't need
beautician.
Craigslist. We used to do a lot of karaoke.
Also,
I
Oh.
enjoy, of course,
So you're
musical
gonna get.
background.
What you're trying to get at is you want to sing something for us?
Not today.
No?
I think Amanda will.
Amanda, what she already did. What's that Bermuda song?
Bermuda.
Oh, my
It's
bad.
Aruba.
Aruba.
Alright, well, Candy Overhauls asked, did you ever get your shrimp order in?
No, so the shrimp order is actually coming in Wednesday. It's shipping Tuesday, and it's coming in Wednesday of next week. So 7 days until we'll be here. Honestly, I'm starting to get a little stressed out about it. It's going to work out, though. I have faith. We're getting in. The total number is 10,575 shrimp. So it's going to be crazy. Hey, Shishimi.
Oh,
Sure,
Flynn
he's
said a
waving
wave
at
to him.
Oh, Flynn! What's up, Flynn?
Flynn!
Hey, check out Flynn's channel. Flynn is like thebomb.com.
Yeah, he's on vacation right now. Lucky him.
I know he's still wearing that Aquarium co-op shirt.
For life.
Gotta love him. Gotta love him. I need to get him a Flip Aquatics t-shirt.
Right?
We need to get him a Surgeon Tanks t-shirt. These t-shirts are pretty sweet. And Jeremy has like this awesome jacket. It's embroidered on there, like.
Yeah. That's
Sorry, I
insane.
don't sell these on the website. These are
Those are
they're
custom.
special. These are custom.
Amanda gets in the car after we meet Jeremy or see him again because we met him at the Aquatic Experience. We get in the car and she's like, "Hey, I think we need to get some of those coats." They're so distracting.
Sorry.
How can you have a conversation when people are talking behind you?
You're
Sorry.
easily distracted.
I know. What were you easily distracted for?
Someone asked Jimmy to break dance.
I don't know why.
Are you gonna break
So I
dance,
was
Jimmy?
like going like this. Hey Rob, do you know if RO water melts or kills Anubias?
I actually, I'm never gonna claim to be a master on plants ever.
I have the answer to that question.
But I did just watch a video by Dustin that said RO water will melt pretty much anything. And so I wanna believe Dustin and say that yes, RO water will. Just remineralize it and then you should be okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would, in my opinion, that would be the key thing is just having the proper mineral content within the water column.
Yeah.
'Cause you're taking all the beneficial nutrients out of the tank. Sorry, I didn't mean.
No, that's good. Hey, I'm not a pro on that at all.
RO
But-
water causes the cells in plants to swell.
Amanda says RO water causes the cells in plants to swell.
Makes sense.
That makes sense.
Awesome. That's a great tip.
All right.
Well,
Dominic Martino says, "Is it actually a good idea to put other Taiwan bees with blue boats, or am I just muddling?"
No.
No, I think that's a great idea. Taiwan bees will always breed true in the fact that, like, if, like, a blue bull and a panda breed together, you'll get blue bolts and pandas. You'll never get, well, I guess you'll kind of get a mix.
Yeah,
That's a
so-
shadow panda. But, yeah, you won't muddy the line at all. Not even in the slightest. But I have a question for Jeremy. Jeremy, just because I don't really know, what, for everyone else and for myself, what do you specialize in? What do you keep? I know you do a little bit of everything, but, like, what would you say is your specialty? Like, this is your favorite thing to keep and breed?
Obviously, the ancestral plecos. I've been breeding those probably for, I don't know, 7 years ish, and then Neocaridina shrimp probably for about the last 10 plus years. Can't recall exactly what year I started doing it, but back then it was just basically your cherry shrimp. They didn't have all the strains, at least in our market, like they do now. And also the Caridina, like the red crystals and stuff like that. I just didn't really get much. It was too time consuming, and just at that time working full time and so forth, I just didn't invest enough time into that. So I got out of breeding those and just stuck with the Neocaridina. So currently it's Neocaridina, and then the Ancistrus, bushy nose plecos, Clarkey crayfish, self-blown crayfish, and I also have Labradorochromis, African cichlids, the electric yellow lab.
Nice. What type of ancistrus do you breed?
Just I have the regular chocolates and the albino.
Gotcha.
Strain.
You breed a lot of them?
Yeah.
Nice.
Gotta breed a lot.
Now, do you sell them online or?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yep.
What's that, Amanda?
We have a comment from Matthew Savely.
Matthew Savely.
It says, Rob, just wanted to say your videos are very resourceful. I keep shrimp because of your videos, and I kind of wanted to tackle new shrimp. Right now I have cherry shrimp.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you, Matthew. Honestly, I love getting feedback like that, where people actually get into shrimp because they see these videos. And, because that's, honestly, again, that's why we do what we do, and that's why I do what I do, is because I want to get more of you into the hobby. I want to share as much knowledge as I can, so that you guys can enjoy the hobby as I enjoy it. And getting back on topic, PTSD, the hobby is a good, it's actually a great resource, just something to get your mind off it. And Jeremy talked about it earlier, if you're just now tuning in, that like the aquarium hobby is like a release, like it gets you out of depression, and it almost, like, you could probably say it 10 times better than I'm saying it, but like even like, because Jeremy suffers with chronic pain from the accident. So like, in your words, what does the aquarium hobby do for you? Like, does it release the pain, or does it make you just kind of forget about it or not worry about it?
It's a distracting mechanism. I mean, you can go to like a psychiatrist, and I'm very transparent at this point in my life. I mean, the main thing is what I would encourage anybody that has any form of PTSD, whether if it's veterans, which I respect wholeheartedly, that it's just an honor to have, first of all. So any veterans that may be in the chat, I mean, we appreciate your service very, very much.
Yeah.
And so I can't imagine the PTSD that I'm going through to compare to that, because that's apples and oranges. But common misconception oftentimes is with PTSD, as you're sharing previously, was the fact that they relate it just to veterans. There's many different forms of it. It could be from chronic pain issues, which lead into depression, anxiety, even potentially there's been cases like with my psychiatrist. You know, I have a good Christian psychiatrist, which I really love and enjoy, and you can be on all the medication. It would probably make you guys sick if I showed you all the medication. Like if I had a whole bucket of just all the meds I've been on for pain. I've been on opiate medication, been on other narcotic medication, non-steroid medications, muscle relax. I mean, you name it, I probably have done it. Fentanyl patches, and the list goes on. Nothing will even touch it. And the only thing that distracts me, obviously, besides wife and kids, is the aquarium hobby. That's why I love it so much.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it really. I mean, as long as I can stay focused on that, I mean, I just love it.
Gotcha.
And I love seeing new, especially young, like Joel here and other young youth.
Yeah.
Because it
That's the
brings
best part
me
about
back
it.
to my childhood. I remember that, like I said, I don't even remember what it was. I got it from my uncle. And he just give me the whole setup. It has like some angels in it. Back then, I had no idea what I was doing. Our method of cleaning it was my mom made me take that thing down, had to scrub it out with soap and water. Oh, don't even.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
the bad way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Well,
to say I could never keep anything alive.
what's your favorite part of the hobby? Like, what about the hobby is just like, yep, that's what I love.
This.
Just being with people and
Being
hanging
with
out.
people.
That's a great answer.
Because this hobby will lead into meeting some awesome people.
Yeah.
So, and I
That's
really
awesome.
appreciate you guys for your hospitality and letting us
Well, we love
come
that
and
you were
take a
able to come
look.
down.
And, yeah, it's just awesome. No, that I would tell, and I say this all the time, is with the aquatic experience. I love it there.
Yeah, you came for all 3 days.
Oh
you were
yeah,
there from the beginning to the
yeah.
end.
We're already booked right there at.
He
the
booked his
convention
hotel
center.
before I did for next year.
This year.
Yeah, yeah, it is this year.
If I could do it next year too, I would.
Oh, that's
Speaking
awesome.
of meeting people, Corey's in the house.
Hey, what's up?
Corey's here.
Yeah.
And Corey, I did not make cookies. I'm terrible tonight.
Sorry, Corey. We'll send you some though.
We also have
Cookies?
two.
Oh,
Yeah, I make cookies all the time.
She makes the bomb cookies.
We have two super chats both from Roma Aquatics.
Awesome.
Aw, Roma, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Did they leave a comment?
Yeah, they asked a question. Let me go through it. They said how much fluval shrimp stratum per gallon for crystals, and is fluval good enough for bees? Getting Taiwan bees
Okay, so how much fluval shrimp stratum
per
per
gallon
gallon per
for crystal red shrimp.
for crystal red shrimp? I guess it depends on the footprint of your tank. What I like to do, and we actually talked about this. Jeremy did a video of the shrimp room, and I like 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch of substrate across the whole bottom, and I would do that even if the tank was only 6 inches tall, just because that's what some qualified breeders recommended to me, and so that's what I'm gonna stick with. So I would say 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch. It's cracking me up. Jimmy's face right now.
Why? Because I'm
He's
reading
like
funny comments.
he's smirking. So funny, and it caught me off guard. I'm sorry, but yeah. So I would say 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch. So if you're going by gallon, I would say a 10-gallon tank. You could probably get away with like 4.4 pounds of fluval shrimp stratum. 20-gallon tank, you can probably get away with 8.8. And then the or whatever the other bag was, 17.2 pounds or 17.6 pounds would be good for like a 40
Yeah, it's
liter.
the same kind of question.
What?
So JCHAR. I don't know how you say your name, but it says, I plan on getting some moss for my future tank. I'm thinking either Christmas moss, flame moss, or Java moss. Which one goes best with Caesar salad dressing?
That is funny. That is really
Oh, we
funny.
got a comment from Marianne Young here. My son suffers from PTSD, and I find him looking at the fish tanks a lot. I suffer from depression, and my tanks are the only thing that will calm me down, and makes me feel better than drugs.
That's awesome.
Wow, that's awesome to hear.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see just people
That's
right
great.
now in this chat that how many people actually suffer from PTSD. Because the main thing that I would really strongly encourage each one of you guys, how many do we even have right now?
We're at 120?
120. So
Yep.
120 of you that's watching this right now it's very much humility. I mean, most men are wired programmed to be Mr. Fixers. You know, I'm not trying to like come and preach at you guys, but regardless of what issues you're going through, just be transparent and be real. And first and
Yeah.
foremost is with yourself, and then find somebody who you can relate with and talk to, somebody that you can trust. Because of course, dealing with PTSD, and ever since I was younger, just had a lot of trust issues and stuff. So that can really, and people that have PTSD can definitely relate and understand this. But you can really develop some sensitivity there as far as trust in people.
Yeah.
Because you really take a lot of things kind of out of context, and but I think that's awesome. With that you just shared, I mean,
Yeah, no, with,
that
no, just
This
because
is so cool.
for me, like PTSD, I didn't know about the like trust issues. So like, how does that all play into effect with PTSD? Just to help me understand it better.
trying to give you like a scenario. Because often
If you
like,
can,
I'm trying to think of like a. Like
I don't
a-
want to put them on the spot.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, it is required.
Why don't we come back to that? Let me think about, because I like to give some personal testimonial without sharing specific names and stuff, but
Gotcha.
to kind of give like, what would a good example look like? Because I think that's a great question.
Okay.
I wouldn't be able to fairly answer that.
That's fair. All right, I'll let you think about it. Do we got any other questions? Oh, Jimmy.
Funny stuff.
Was there
Like
some funny
this
ones?
guy goes, I just wanted to say great can work on the Instagram, then I find out you're just using your phone.
Oh, that's
Talked to her
funny. Yeah, Amanda, she does a really good job. She has tons of patience when it comes to that. She'll sit in front of a tank for like an hour and take the longest video just to get that 10 seconds of a video that looks great.
My best advice for taking pictures of things in your aquarium, like for shrimp, for example, pick out what they like to graze on. So I take moss, cholla wood, Indian almond leaves, alder cones, whatever it may be, and I put it really close to the front of the glass. That way there's more opportunities that I'm going to have shrimp at the front of the tank, so I can get really good pictures of them. But like he said, I use video most often, and then I'll pause my video and I'll take a screenshot, and that gives me the best photo. But yeah, I only use my phone, and I do have a macro lens for my phone, either my Galaxy S7 or my iPhone 6. But I think I'm going to try out our DSLR camera now that Jimmy showed us how to use it.
Yeah, we have this expensive camera.
Yeah, and it just sits there.
and it just
sits
sits
in the
there
same
collecting
spot
dust.
as when I came like 3
Like,
weeks ago.
it was a great idea when we bought it, and then it turned into not a great idea until Jimmy just showed us how to use it. And so, thank you, Jimmy.
Oh, you're welcome.
Flynn's Fish Forum just said, was Amanda always into fish, or did Rob get her into it? And the question, or the answer
Yeah,
to
you
that
can
question,
answer.
I've always been into fish, and I got into shrimp probably a year and a half before Robert and I met. And then he had royal blue tigers, and I wanted them, and so that's how we ended up getting in contact with each other.
Yeah.
So
Did we get a super chat?
we
That's
did.
I want to answer that one.
Richard
What's his
Pazals
Richard.
gave us a $2 super chat, and he said, "Awesome chat, people."
Well, thank you very much, Richard. That's awesome. Thank you. That's very generous of you. You guys never have to. Don't ever feel like you have to give us money. Like, that's not why we do this. We just do it because we enjoy it and it's fun to hang out. But we really do appreciate it when
What's a super
you guys
chat?
say. So super chat is when someone watching is like really like they think that we're doing a great job, and then they just give money to us just to like say like, hey, you did a great job.
Roma Aquatics just gave us another super chat, and their question is, what about fluval shrimp stratum for bees? So for time on bee shrimp.
Yeah. So who is it? Roma.
Roma Aquatics.
Roma Aquatics. So we actually have bred Taiwan Bee is on fluval shrimp stratum. I can't say our baby survival rate was super high. I would say it was only like 20%, which isn't great. So I would recommend more along the lines of like ADA, aqua soil, or Brightwell. I honestly don't feel comfortable recommending Brightwell right now because we really haven't used it too much. We just had our first set of babies on Brightwell, so we'll know more probably in the next month to see how they survive. But fluval shrimp stratum works. Like I said, it's just not the best. I would say ADA Amazonia is by far the best. So that's what I would lean towards if you really want to do it right. But there's nothing wrong with fluval shrimp stratum. You'll definitely still breed them and have babies.
Aquarium Co-op asked, you guys going to do breakfast in the morning?
Aquarium Co-op. So we very well might. We haven't really hammered out the details for tomorrow. But I do want to say that Jimmy ordered tacos in your name. And he didn't, and I partake. Man, what's the word I should be using?
I don't know.
Partook.
I don't know.
I partook in the tacos. And so I ate one in remembrance of Corey.
In remembrance.
And I just had chocolate cake.
Yes, she did. She ordered chocolate. What was it? Chocolate molten cake
chocolate something. I don't know.
with the ice cream. It was delicious. And she's like, "You gonna eat any of this?" I'm like, maybe in a little bit." Next thing I know, I turn around. There's like 2 bites left.
Well.
So I at least got my bite in.
Marianne Young, when she commented earlier, now she commented and said her son did 2 tours in Afghanistan. So
Wow.
the guy that looks at the tanks all the time.
Well, thank you so much
thank you for your service.
for your son and his service, and that's just awesome. That it's just not a testimonial to that. This aquarium hobby is just such a great thing for PTSD, and even if you don't have PTSD, I mean, like this hobby has completely changed my life, and I'm sure it's changed everyone's lives that are sitting here, except probably even Joel. Would you say that the aquarium hobby has changed your life? Well, you do have a really cool crayfish tank in your classroom. So that's pretty life-changing.
Any tips on starting a blue velvet colony? I'm getting 10 from a local hobbyist this weekend, hoping for them to breed.
Yeah, so the only tip that I would say with that is just set up a basic shrimp setup. We have plenty of videos on it, how to breed shrimp. Just pool filter sand's good. Pretty much any gravel you get from your local fish store. A well-cycled sponge filter. Preferably a tank that's been set up for a while. And just make sure the cycle's good. Have some shrimp in there with them. Not shrimp in there. Have some snails in there with them. Because 10 shrimp are definitely not enough to keep a bioload going. So just know that going into it. You need something in there with them. Some nanofish will work, but I would say definitely keep some snails in there just to keep that bioload going. Jeremy, you got any opinion on that? You keep a lot of shrimp. Any advice to someone set up a blue velvet tank? It's always good to get more opinions.
No, what I love is the fact is when we're walking through your tanks is, because I tend to gravitate more towards the Neocaridina, just because that is more in my blood, I guess. Just because I've more experience with it. But now, specifically with like the Neocaridina strains, is I've always utilized certain amounts of like calcium in the tank to help with the molting process, and I get more turnover rate. It seems as if I'm doing it that way, but I love is like with your guys' setup, you're not really adding. You tell me if I'm wrong, but you're not really adding like aragonite or crushed coral or anything like that to your tank. So it just goes to prove that you can successfully still breed. Now, speaking like on a TDS level, without going into all the specifics on that, what is the TDS in those tanks?
Ours?
Roughly, yeah.
180 to 200.
Which is, in my opinion, I think that's on a softer level, and it just goes to show in the turnover rate, obviously, is successful.
Yeah.
You guys got tons of shrimp going. So, for those who don't think that you can do it in, I guess, quote-unquote, softer water parameters, I mean, it just goes to prove that you can. Because my TDS, I raise it up to around 300, which still, I mean, with Neocaridina, I know some people have 500, 600.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's some crazy stuff out there.
So, I don't really have much
So basically, just set something up, and as long as you do the basics, we'll start breeding.
Yeah.
Corey is making it rain. He just
He
dropped
just
a
super chat.
$50 super chat.
Whoa,
Nice.
Corey!
And said, thanks for the entertainment. Get a great breakfast.
Wow.
All right, Corey.
Corey, you are the man.
Corey from Aquarium Co-op making it rain in here. We are gonna eat some breakfast. I can't promise you it's gonna be tacos, but
What do you recommend, Corey?
yeah, give
biscuits
us
and gravy.
Rain, rain,
biscuits and gravy. You're right.
He did say that. Biscuits and gravy.
That's
rain,
awesome.
Rain, keep on coming.
Kyle's Fish Room also dropped a super chat, and he said, shout out from Columbus, Ohio area fish people.
Who is that?
Kyle's Fish Room.
Kyle's Fish Room. Thank you so much, man. We really appreciate that. Weren't we just talking about Kyle today?
Yeah, another
Oh,
Kyle.
another Kyle. There's multiple
There's so many
fish rooms.
Kyles, yeah.
There's multiple Kyle's Fish Rooms, but thank you so much.
We have a question.
Ooh.
SSJ, I don't know if you say char or C-H-R, I don't know. But he's asking, he said, I want a full red and full blue shrimp, but I don't want them to interbreed. What are some well-priced Caridina and Neo-Caridina of each color?
Red. Well, the cheapest red is cherry shrimp. You can get different grades of them. The best blue that won't interbreed, in my opinion, for price? Well, cherry shrimp and tiger shrimp will usually breed the same parameters. You can get orange-eyed blue tigers that won't interbreed, but they're not a solid red.
There's
Ooh, Joel dropping
Oh,
some
yeah,
knowledge.
he's like,
Come on now.
for the blue. There is the royal blue.
Yes, Royal Blues. That is my personal favorite. Joel, that was good, man. Those are honestly that'd be my second choice because those are more solid blue. Other than that, you could do blue bolts,
I was going to say blue bowl.
but you'd have to. I would do fluval shrimp stratum and kind of meet in the middle between the two parameters, and they both should do fine. Like I bred a ton of reds on fluval shrimp stratum, no problem. And so that would be my advice.
I have a question for you guys. What keeps you guys going in the hobby?
What keeps me going in the hobby? How about this? Jim, we'll let you answer this one first. What keeps you going in the hobby?
Gives me a job. I'm just kidding.
Corey keeps them going. That's
Man,
hilarious.
it's like a great distraction from the real life. Just the same thing. Just freaking, it's therapy. I love it. It's just watching those tanks all day, even though you're setting aside some time to do some water changes. Yeah, it can be a pain in the butt, but in the end, it's so worth it to see your fish happy. So.
Yeah. Manny, you want to go next or you want me to?
What was the question again?
What keeps
What I
you
always
going
ask
in
them,
the
yeah, what keeps somebody going in the hobby?
Well, I have two answers because right now we have, I mean, it's hobby, but we see from the business perspective.
Yeah.
But before we met, it was simply just a hobby. And so before we met, what kept me in it, nursing is strenuous, it's stressful, you're always on the go, always on your feet. And so it's nice to just sit back and enjoy something. And that's what I loved about my shrimp and my fish, is I could sit back and enjoy them. And I love photography, so you know, they both meet, like I can
Sure.
do photography and those together. And then from a business perspective, you know, business isn't necessarily always fun. So from a hobby standpoint, keeping tanks at home that are just my hobby tanks really makes it fun again.
Yeah.
So.
You know what keeps me going? I also have two answers. I love breeding. So that would be my number one answer. But what keeps me going as far as a business, because like business is one of the most stressful things you'll ever do. I mean, there's a lot of other stressful things, but it is very stressful. But what keeps me going is you guys, because like I know if I don't provide you guys with like healthy shrimp, there's not many people that will. And so like I'm driven by providing healthy shrimp, whether that's breeding them or whatever. That's what really drives me, because like when I first got into the hobby, there were some people in the hobby that were really killing it. And they were selling sick shrimp, diseased shrimp, they were sending parasites, and they were really destroying this hobby, which I was in love with. And so so that was just not good for me. And I saw that, and I wanted to change that. So the whole purpose of this YouTube channel is to grow the shrimp hobby. And so that's what keeps driving me every single day is to give you guys accurate information that I've experienced firsthand, and help you guys grow. So that's really one of the main reasons why I do what I do. And so, great
Awesome.
question. Great question.
Someone asked if you shipped to Michigan.
Do I ship?
Yeah.
He'll drive it to your house.
He'll
Yeah,
drive
I'll
it to your
personally
house. He
drive
lives
it.
in Michigan.
Yes, that is. Yes. Right now, the website is sergeanttank.com, and right now we're currently not shipping due to the fact that we're out of town, but that is on our website. It specifies the dates when we'll start shipping again. Everything should be up to date on there, but yes, currently we're only doing the continental U.S. and not Hawaii or Alaska at this time. Not to say, I mean, if, like for instance, there's a few folks in Canada that are trying to obtain some of our t-shirts, and what I would suggest, because of the cost of shipping to Canada, is like, what is it, like $50 USPS or something? I don't even know. It's like,
Ouch.
Depending on how big it is.
yeah, based on my USPS account, when I ran just a couple figures, it was like right around like $40-50, and I feel really bad.
Yeah.
So what they're trying to come up with is like do like a group buy, ship it to one individual, then that person will
Well,
distribute
that's a
it
good idea.
throughout Canada to try to help save on cost.
Yeah.
I have a question for who asked the one for Michigan. Is it because we live in Michigan, or because it's like sort of above all the other states?
I don't think he knows if you live in Michigan.
Oh,
Yeah, he
gotcha.
probably didn't know.
Gotcha. Yeah,
He was just wanting to buy stuff from you guys.
we do reside in Michigan. Yep.
We have a question. Ex Chipotle said, "Have you ever used a tank?
Chipotle.
Have you ever used a tank divider to split up a tank for shrimp? If so, how did that go?" I personally did. I bought one of the plastic ones at PetSmart. I don't remember what the brand was, but it was super finicky and I didn't like it. But a suggestion, we use HMF filters, and you could use a piece of sponge, like HMF sponge, to divide a tank, and that would work really well. And you
The
could do
only thing is the shrimp will crawl from one side to
That's
the other. So you have to have a piece of glass pressed against the sponge so that they can't crawl over it. And if you do that, it would work out great.
Oh, yeah, I love that feedback because of the sponge. Because if you use anything perforated, they're gonna go right through it because the fryer is so small.
Oh,
That's what I
yeah.
love about, like, that's a great point as far as the sponge goes. Yeah, they definitely like the hop. So what I do, like,
Yeah,
with my
yeah.
tanks is obviously, because I set them, some of them like this, is I leave usually like at least an inch gap to help prevent in case
So
they
they
do
can't
decide,
crawl
because
over.
mine, I don't have tops on them right now.
That's great. Jimmy, we got any questions?
No, I'm just commenting.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
Jimmy cracks me up. His
Why? Because I
facial
was having
expression.
a smirk on my face.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I'm old. I'm the only one. I'm the oldest one here.
Jimmy is the
In
oldest
class.
one here, which is crazy.
By how many months? We're
It's just crazy.
8
Good.
months. 9 months.
Jeremy Bosch says, "Off to bed, keep it rockin', Flip Aquatics."
Oh, Jeremy Bosch in the house. Jeremy is actually the person who gave my wife the killifish that I killed.
Yep.
Oh.
So, I'm sleeping on the couch again tonight. No, that's
A reminder.
yeah. Now I might have to after I
So
said
Crystal
that.
and bee are different species that can interbreed?
No, crystals and Taiwan bees will interbreed. They will, and they'll actually. That's how you get Michelins. A Michelin is a Taiwan bee crossed with a crystal. And tiger shrimp will also interbreed with them too, and that's where you get Thai bees and Tata bees and all that crazy nonsense. But so my two moderators, we got any other good questions?
Ever think of calling the group you have with you now the Flip Squad?
Flip Squad.
The Flip Squad.
That's good. I
Someone's like,
that.
he seems like a rock band of some sort.
The Flip Squad. That is good.
Any advice on getting Hawaiian shrimp as a starter shrimp, or should I stick with cherries?
Wow, that's good. Opeola shrimp, which is the ones I believe you're talking about. Personally, I've never kept them before, but they sell them in those little spheres,
Which I think's horrible.
which they don't feed them. They just have they just rely on algae in the water, and so So I imagine that they are extremely hardy. So I know Christine High just did an interview with her, what is it, last weekend for Shrimp Saturday, this past Saturday. And she said that was what shrimp she started with. And so so she did it as a beginner. So I could definitely see someone else doing it as a beginner. So yeah. So I would reason to say that you could do either or. What we got, Amanda?
I'm still looking. Just comments right now.
Someone said, "Hey, I got a spare 125 gallon Rob if you can sleep in if she kicks you out." How to know when your Taiwan bees are old enough to breed?
That's a really good question. So males mature sooner. So males are almost impossible to know when they're ready because, I mean, they could be really small. Females, you'll know because they'll get the rounded belly. And that's when you start differentiating them between male and female. As soon as they start getting the curvature of the bottom of their tail, then they can start breeding anytime. Usually it's about 6 months. Usually. But I don't know, Jeremy. So what do you think of the beginning of your vacation? What do you think so far?
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, was it a good first stop?
It was.
So fill everyone else in again. What are you doing? This is your first stop of what?
First stop of many.
First stop
A
of many.
long-awaited family vacation to get away. So we had to stop here at Rob and Amanda's, and tomorrow be visiting L.R. Brett's, Lucas Brett's, be hanging out with him, and then Tennessee, and then finally Saturday we'll be in Florida.
Nice.
So.
And how long have you been saving up for this trip?
Long time.
Long time? Like 5 years or longer?
I don't even know, to be honest with you. We just slowly just started putting
What were you putting coins and dollar bills in a jar?
everything.
And eventually, when did you decide, like, man, I'm cracking this jar open, I think there's enough?
It's an investment. I mean, for those folks who obviously have a family, have kids, I mean, the way you have to look at it is, okay, financially, is it within your means or is it kind of an investment? It's like going out on a date with your significant other. I look at it as like an investment. You know, should we go out and spend $20 or should we spend it on something else? So that's kind of like the mentality there. So that's why we just, I told my wife, I was like, we're going to do it this year. We keep talking about it. Our kids are getting older. Before we know it, they're going to be too old. They're not going to have interest. So we just went ahead and
That's awesome.
we just went with it, man.
And it's going to be so worth it.
Yes.
So I actually have a friend down in Disney World. And so hopefully I'll be able to connect you with her.
Yeah.
And she is Belle in Beauty and the Beast, and she's Ariel, I think it's Ariel, in The Little Mermaid. And so, I don't know what they're laughing at. They're killing me back there. I have my attention span is like this.
Squirrel.
I know, it really is.
That's funny.
It's terrible. So we were doing that video and all the kids were walking around, and I kept getting distracted. I'm like, man.
Moment.
And Jeremy, he doesn't even get phased. Like with the kids walking around, I'm like, man.
Hey, we got another question.
I'm impressed.
Says Sergeant, will different types of peacock interbreed even if I have their own kind in the tank? I heard they prefer their own kind. Is this a myth?
That's a good question. Considering the fact, again, being transparent, I'm not going to speak on something that I haven't personally done. So, best thing I can do is, unless one of these guys can better explain that, I think the misconception is, the way I look at a lot of our fish that we keep nowadays is interbred with genetics one way or another. I specifically just deal with more of your Mbuna, like the Labradachromis, just things I can keep going, because I don't like messing around too much with strains. I like to keep things as true as possible, and that's just me. Now, with some shrimp, like with the Neocaridina, for instance, I do put those in any calls that I have, I'll put them in a separate tank, just let them kind of do their thing and see what happens with it. But as far as from a selling standpoint, I would only really want to sell something that's really good quality. Something, so sorry I couldn't give you more of a specific answer, but I'm sure somebody in chat could better explain.
Yeah.
Hey, Steambot Aquatics is in the house.
What's up,
What's
Bob?
Bob's here.
Bob!
Bob from Steamfought. # bring back the Rick.
That's
Wait,
that's
does anybody?
hilarious.
Do you guys know who the Rick is? The Rick is like a legend
Legend
in YouTube, like absolute legend. He was like the first one
to collab.
to not even a collab. He went. They called him. What were his little adventures? Where he went out catching fish
Oh,
in the
with
river.
Convoy Doors and everything.
Yeah, it was like some adventures with the Rick.
Yeah, I think it's Adventures with Rick.
I don't know, but it was ingenious.
So Flynn's Fish Forum asks, let's start with Joel, and it's gonna go around. Would you rather have unlimited tacos, unlimited 40 breeders, or unlimited cherry shrimp?
Wait, what? Unlimited tacos, unlimited 40 breeders, or unlimited cherry shrimp?
Yeah, because that's what he says. Unlimited tacos, 40
Or
breeders, and cherry
unlimited.
shrimp, but I'm guessing it's unlimited live.
Unlimited tacos.
I'll take the 40 breeders because I can get the shrimp going. Because I wouldn't use 40 breeders specifically for shrimp. I would
Yeah,
find
that would be my
that
answer.
would be a nice little stash right there.
Unlimited 40 breeders.
That,
Day.
that's
That would be crazy. I would take unlimited cherry shrimp all day.
I agree.
All day.
Because
Because
you could
if
sell
you have
I could sell that.
that, and if you have unlimited 40 breeders, you still have to have the space to put them on.
Yeah.
true.
You guys would be shocked how many cherry shrimp we sell in a month. Like, it's just crazy. And, like, we are always almost out of stock of cherry shrimp. So to have unlimited cherry shrimp, that'd be like a dream come true. Alright, this is a big question for Jimmy. What's your answer? Remember, Corey's watching. Your boss is watching
Oh.
right now.
I was recording video today, and I was leaving the house, and I was gonna go to my favorite hot dog place, and in the video I said I like hot dogs more than tacos.
Oh! He'd rather want unlimited hot dogs.
I think that's
I love hot
coordination,
dogs.
isn't it?
Hot dogs are really good. Have you ever had the
Sorry,
like the
boy.
Angus beef hot dogs? It's like steak on a stick.
Really?
Yes.
Like
They're
the one,
terrible. They're
no.
terrible.
I like the ones
No,
from Sam's Club and
they're
They're
Costco.
awful.
freaking good.
She tried to convince me they were good, and then I ate
No,
one,
go to
and I about
GFS.
puked.
Okay.
That's not, you didn't even have it right. Go to GFS, right? And in their freezer section, they have these like beef hot dogs, and they're the larger ones.
It tastes like steak.
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. They're freaking delicious.
Wait, can we feed these to our fish?
No,
How about our shrimp?
no.
Oh,
It's not tax deductible.
not tax deductible. Doesn't make sense.
What is your answer?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what's your answer
I
then?
take 40 breeders.
40 breeders?
I'm not the only
We
one
could build a
who did
fort out of
taco.
40 breeders.
Yeah.
Can we share the unlimited 40 breeders?
Yeah, I'll trade you some of my cherry shrimp.
Dude, I'd feel like a maze
Yeah.
of 40 breeders in my
I'll
room.
share some of my tacos.
Yeah.
Right?
We got a community over here.
Hold on, sorry guys.
Uh-oh.
Got some reverb going on here.
That's funny. Alright, well, let's answer like 2 or 3 more questions, and then we're going to wrap it up for the night. So let these be some good ones. I'm ready for a doozy.
Well, you gotta keep talking for now, then.
Let's keep talking. So, Joel, what are you most excited for with your vacation? Legoland, Disney World, hanging out with me, seeing Lucas Bretz tomorrow.
I think everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Just the whole trip.
Uh-huh.
Is it a good first start? Good. We got any good questions?
No, I'm busy banning. Well, not banning, but
Banning.
Chicago does. Let's see.
I don't think mine's.
Sashimi, you're bad and you should feel bad. That's what Corey said to me.
What do you say? You're bad and you
You're
should
bad
feel
and you should feel bad.
Oh, that's funny.
Mine should have something.
No, sorry, Corey, but I like pizza more than tacos.
Oh.
I
We're
don't
gonna
like-
start a pizza union.
I don't even like tacos.
Corey, can I have
Sorry,
that? Can I
Corey.
borrow your taco hat?
That's awesome. Well, how about this? We'll wrap it all up with one last thing.
Wait, this is a good one.
I've got a
Okay.
few things actually.
All right,
Dwayne Kitchell. What's up, Dwayne Kitchell's Waters?
Dwayne.
What is on the future horizon for Flip Aquatics?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Ooh, that is a great question. The future horizon. So, the biggest thing is this import. To see how it goes. We're getting it in next week, next Wednesday, and if this goes well, this could really open the door for us to do a lot of different things. One, it will allow us to be an importer that
See that?
quarantines and and does like a good process, and then that will give us the ability to
That's awesome.
sell quarantine shrimp to you guys, and then and that will really help us get a breeding stock going, and so from there, just the sky's the limit. I would say we'd start working on wholesale, and getting into more products and testing them, and I actually have something really big in the works that I haven't told anyone yet except for like Amanda, but that's our next big step, which is coming out probably hopefully by 2018.
What
That's
is
the
it?
goal.
I missed it.
It's something that only me and you know.
Oh,
So hopefully she doesn't slip and say it.
I don't know. I have
But
no
that's the
idea.
future.
Babies. No.
Alright, I got a really great comment here I
Yeah.
gotta read. Alright. So Athena McConnell, she says, so glad I came across this channel by accident. I am starting to become a transpersonal, spiritual, holistic psychologist, and I'm a big believer in how aquariums can be therapeutic. Right on,
Wow.
guys.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great to hear. Again, Jeremy, I mean, if you guys haven't seen the beginning of this video or the middle, Jeremy went over it a few times, and he really went into how the aquarium hobby like really changed his life. He struggles with chronic pain and chronic depression, and the aquarium hobby is just a perfect distraction to hide the pain and really helps him get out of that funk. And if you talk to Jeremy, he's one of the most positive people you ever meet, and I'm sure
thank
that has a lot to do with the aquarium hobby and having such a great family around him. So that's awesome. All right, any other ones?
Hey, I have one last thing I want to say.
One last thing.
So, as you guys know, I'm getting a little bit more involved with Robert's business. And I have been, I made an Instagram page for Flip Aquatics, and I've been working really hard on that. I try to post 3 times a day.
She is
So,
doing a good job.
If you guys have an Instagram or you have a Facebook, please go to our business page. It's just under Flip Aquatics, and follow us or like our page. And check out my pictures that I post each day. And if you guys could give me some feedback on if you like them, or things that you want to see me post from the shrimp room, that would be awesome. That would really help me out. So
Isn't she
Awesome.
cute? I always say she's like the little salesperson.
Little salesperson?
Yeah, little salesperson. Just because she's so cute about it.
Also subscribe to Sergeant Tank, and
Yes.
also we
I like
have
how you throw that.
Yeah.
Good, throwing that.
This is Sergeant Tank Jr., by the way.
This is my business manager here.
Yeah.
and also
Someone said the kid on the left seems the coolest, so.
there you go.
Oh, yeah.
also there's what's my thought?
That's what I call the live
Well, that's
stream
good.
block.
That is good.
We're on Instagram, Sergeant Tank.
Yeah.
Sergeant Tank. All right, Jeremy. Any last things that you want to tell everyone that's watching? Just. Let's go back. Did you
Yeah.
think about the question more?
Yeah. As far as trust, I would say
No, let's recap the question. So,
yes.
So Jeremy talked a little bit about PTSD, and it really caused some trust issues in his life, and so I asked him to elaborate on that just because it was intriguing. It's something I haven't heard before, and so he just wanted to think of like an actual situation to where he could tell you guys. So
Trust, even before the collision, was difficult for me, but it definitely amplified it. Having further trust issues, because oftentimes I will find myself, as an example, constantly having to explain myself to people and or individuals for that matter. Is a lot of people don't understand because they see from the outside, okay, you got a smile on your face if you're moving around, whatever it is, but internally they're not aware of obviously what's going on, because oftentimes it's difficult to identify unless, like, obviously with my kids and my wife and family and friends that are around me constantly can look and just say, yeah, I understand what's going on, without actually knowing the full scope of the story. And just from that point of view, I guess would be, that's kind of, so it's not so much like, I guess you would say just trust, but trust in the sense of being able to go and talk to somebody, and be able to share it. Because it's one thing, you don't want to share that stuff with your kids. They're already around it, they're living it. Obviously, your spouse is living it. They have to deal with that and pick up the extra baggage in a sense. You know, obviously I've been a stay-at-home dad since become disabled back in 2011. Is you know, that's awesome. But just growing up being very much a hands-on person, and then definitely brought a lot of humility into my life, which is a positive thing. So don't people that think that you have to share humility, don't look at it as a negative. I would encourage you guys to take it as a positive, because humility is very much a good thing. I think everybody needs a balance with that, because it really shows character and integrity. Integrity to me is doing the right thing even when you don't think anybody else is watching.
Yeah, and that's what it is. I agree.
So that for me is just, I want to not be that person that deals with chronic pain, chronic depression, and so forth, of trying to spread positivity and not negativity. I mean, so for me, that's where the hobby comes really into play.
That's awesome. Well, that's a good place to end on. Thank you guys so much for being here. Jeremy, thank you for being here and making me a part of your vacation. No,
awesome.
we appreciate it. Joel, thank you for being here, man. We appreciate it. How was your first live stream ever? Or second?
Good.
Was it good?
Mm-hmm.
You know, right now you're talking to somewhere around 100 people. Is that awesome? And Shishimi, Jimmy, thank you for being here, man.
Always, man.
Appreciate it.
It's only a 40-minute drive.
Wifey, good job.
Thanks.
Well, hey guys, much love from this side of the camera as always. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Sorry we gotta cut it kind of early. I gotta work in the morning. It's probably after 12
Lucas
o'clock.
is in here finally.
Lucas is finally here and we're just wrapping up. Lucas is such a night owl. But much love, guys. You guys make it a great night. Here, let me get Emma up. Oh, she doesn't want to get up.
See you tomorrow.
Emma,
Lucas.
say bye, Emma. All right, good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Later.